Hello guys, welcome to First Step Future India. In this video, we are going to see about Class 6 NCERT History book, Our Past One. In that chapter 5, Kingdoms, Kings and an Early Republic. So the major contents of this lesson is all about how the kingdoms and kings has got evolved and what are the types of government they ruled and they formed. Majorly Varna system and the life of ordinary people and certain important terms they used. So these are the important contents. So in last chapter we know that around 3500 years ago the term Raja has started to use, right? So it is nothing but at the initial stage it is called leader. So when there is a group or community of people, one person is called as Raja or leader. His role is to lead the other people or other members of the group for food and security, protection, everything. So he is very skilled and talented. That is why other peoples of the group selected him as a Raja. But life of Raja is same as other member of the group. He didn't have any special features. He just a leader whose words are respected by other members of the group. So he is the major person who leads. But around 3000 years ago, the term Raja has got evolved so much because during this time, the person Raja is not selected on basis of talent or skill. He was selected on the basis of big sacrifices. So what is big sacrifices? It is called Ashwamedha, the sacrifice of horse. How it is done? Let us consider two villages called A and B, and Raja of this village is X and Raja of this village is Y. So this X Raja will allow his horse to wander freely. When this horse enters the territory of B, this horse will have guardians also. When this horse enters the territory of B, the B will have two options: either to block the horse from entering the territory or else they will let it go. If they block, there will be a war between X and Y, X Raja and Y Raja. Whoever wins the war will govern both A and B. If the Y Raja let the horse to pass, then it means both the territory will be governed by X Raja by sacrificing that horse. He will be the main person to govern and Y will be the subordinate to him. So this is how it happened. This sacrifices was mainly done by priests. So generation by generation they train their own son to perform these sacrifices. From this itself we can know that occupation of priest is done by their own generation. This is how the caste system Varna has been started. So the community or the place called A should protect themselves from the external aggression, as well as they have to maintain their food security and their own community well-being, right? So if the occupation or profession in this community is given by choice, what happens? People will neglect certain occupations, certain professions that they don't want to do. If that profession is neglected, obviously the administration of this place will not be smooth, right? So what happens? They invented Varna system. So Varna is nothing but caste system. So in this caste system there are four classes of people. First class is Brahmin, second class is Kshatriyas, third class is Vaishyas and fourth class is Shudras. So by following the caste system, it is assured that the profession will not be vacant. By generation, their own son will be taking care of their profession. So the administration of the place or village or city will be smooth and with no interruption. So priests were the person who performed these sacrifices and all. Raja had very advanced life compared to 3,500 years ago. So he are about to do the rituals. He had charioteer, and he had special places to live. He is very powerful person among all. Even their son, daughters and family members used to do small rituals and all. And ordinary people are called as Vaishyas, and Shudras were called as untouchables. So these Varna system are specified in the later Vedic books like Samaveda, Yajurveda, Atharvaveda. So these books are written by priests, and they mainly composed of how rituals were done or performed, and the rules how the society has to be. So the 4 Varna system, as I have told you, the first class of people is Brahmins. So they are the priests, they are the one who perform sacrifices and all. And the second one is Kshatriyas, who is a warrior. And third one is common people who are in engaged in agriculture, farmers and everyone. So they are Vaishyas, and Shudras is the people who served these 3 class of people. Since they are very menial workers, they do very service jobs, they are called as Shudras, and they are treated as untouchables. And another important thing is both the Shudras and women are prohibited from all the political and social groups and all. So women and Shudras had no social value. So this is the important thing, keep in mind. Even they believed that the contact with these people is polluting. So this is not good, right? Untouchable is a sin. Even now we are getting this type of news. We usually see this type of people in our society. We must not encourage it, we must discourage it, and we must treat all the people equal with respect and value. The next one is Janapadas. What is Janapadas? The community becomes village, and the village becomes city, and the city becomes Janapadas, which means it is more advanced than the previous communities or people or place. When a king or Raja conquers more and more places, more and more villages, he becomes powerful, right? He becomes a king of more people, so that is termed as Janapadas, or the meaning Janas. For example, Puranakwila in Delhi, Hastinapuram in Meerut, Atranjikira in Etah. So Etah and Meerut is in Uttar Pradesh. The people here also lived in huts, so they kept cattle, nothing but domestications, and they grew variety of crops like rice, wheat, barley, pulses, sugarcane, sesame and mustard. Also they had used the potteries like painted graveware. So earthen pots are nothing but pots made by mud. So it is painted in designs like simple lines and geometric patterns. So these are very important. Make a note of it. And the next one is Mahajanapadas. Mahajanapadas are nothing but it is much more advanced than Janapadas. So it is started around 2500 years ago. So the kings of Mahajanapadas are more powerful than Janapadas. Okay. So they had big structures of forts and armies and well planned government. So they are very advanced one. So in this map they have given certain Janapadas and Mahajanapadas. So these are rivers like Kaveri, Pennar, Tungabhadra, Krishna, Godavari, Mahanadi, Tapi, Narmada. So here you can see the majority of Janapadas and Mahajanapadas are in nearby Indus Bank or Ganga river, right? So the capital letters they have specified now, they are Mahajanapadas, whereas the small letters are Janapadas. So they have given certain names over here. Let us first see Mahajanapadas: Gandhara, Avanti, Panchala, Kliri, Kosala, Magadha, Anga, Vaji. So these are Mahajanapadas. The others are Janapadas like Taxila, Hastinapura, Kaushambi, Rajagriha, Vaishali, Ujjain. So these are Janapadas. I hope you got it. So when compared to Janapadas, Mahajanapadas had forts. Forts are nothing but a big building, well planned building which contains more common people as well as the rulers and rich peoples or traders all together. So why they built forts? What is the major purpose of forts? It is to protect themselves from the external aggression and to show how rich and powerful they are. So depending upon the forts, other rulers or other kings will understand the richness and power of the king, the ruler of that particular area, and the administration will be very easy. The people can be controlled easily by the king when there is a fort, and it contains very big structure, thousands and thousands of laborers, materials and all. So this is one of the example of forts in Kaushambi, which is in present day Uttar Pradesh, Allahabad. Okay. Apart from the forts, there are another important thing what kings have started to do, nothing but maintaining army. So maintaining army is nothing but the soldiers should be very strong and well disciplined, and they should be paid regularly and maintained, right? So they are paid in the forms of punch marked coins. So for all these expenses, these Raja have started to collect taxes. So when compared to 3500 years ago, what happened during that time? Raja will take certain things from the procurement and divide the rest of the materials among the people equally. But people used to gift Raja for his leadership, for his skill as a gratitude. People will give what they have to Raja as a gift. But now around 2500 years ago, what happened? Made it mandatory. He want people to give certain stuffs. He want people to pay taxes so that he can protect the people and lead the people. So these expenses are needed for building the huge forts, maintaining the big armies. Even he appointed certain officials to collect these taxes, and these taxes are regular and people should pay. So what are the types of taxes he collected? He collected taxes on crops in the name of Baga. Baga is nothing but share. That is, he have to receive around 1/6 of what they produce. And taxes on crafts, nothing but the craftsman has to work for a day in every month for the king. And the taxes from the herders in the form of animal and animal produce, and the taxes on goods during trade. And hunters and gatherers should give forest produce to the Raja. So these are the forms of taxes he collected from the people, in return being a leader and protecting them. During this time, there are certain changes in the agriculture also. The major two important changes are iron plowshares and the transplanting. So what is iron plowshares? It is the tool used in the agriculture to tilt the soil so that the fresh part of the soil comes to the surface, and this gives more produce to the farmers, which is nothing but more profit were yielded. And there are wooden plowshares also. And the second important change is transplantation. So before this, people used to put seeds directly to the land and become the crop as they needed. But transplantation is nothing but the seeds are first sprouted and they are grown into seedlings and then transferred to the farming lands. So by this way, the wastage of seeds are limited and the returns, the produce are very high. They yielded high returns. So These are the major changes in the agriculture. Also, they used slave men and women. They are named as dasas and dasis. And the landless laborers are called as kamakaras. So, these people were treated as slaves. One major example for Mahajanapadas is Mahada. So, two major important king of Mahada is Bimbisara and Ajatasattu, and other important is Mahapadmananda, and the capital of Mahada is Rajagriha at first, which is a present day Rajgir, and the capital was shifted to Pataliputra later. So the settlement of Mahada is nearby Ganga and Son tributary, so that we can see there are dominant transports, water supply and fertile lands nearby this area. Also, they had very good forest produce, and they captured elephants and trained for war, army, and they used woods and produce for the building house, carts, chariots and all, and they also had mines for iron ore for making weapons and tools. So later, Pataliputra, today Patna, has become the capital, Pune. Today at present it is called Pune. So Pataliputra became the capital of Mahada, and around 2300 years ago, when Alexander captured the part of Egypt and West Asia, he tried to enter India through river Beas, but his soldiers were very afraid of Indian rulers because they saw India, the kings over here use elephant for the wars, so they are scared to fight with us and they didn't fight with us. So it seems we used to be very scary figures to them. And then there are another form of government which prevailed in Vaji. So what is the form of government? It is also one of the Mahajanapadas. So here there is no one king. There are number of kings who ruled together. So it is called as Gana or Sangha. Gana is nothing but a community, and Sangha is nothing but association or organization. So here there will be more number of Rajas, and each Raja had same amount of power, and they all performed rituals all together, and the decisions made by this government is through discussion, debate and assemblies. But yet here also women and dasas, kamakaras are excluded from the participation in these assemblies. So they also neglected women and the untouchables. Yet Buddha and Mahavira belongs to Ganas and Sanghas, and the description of these Sanghas were given in many Buddhist books. So when we compare Mahada and Vaji, in Mahada major king will be only one, so there will be subordinate kings to him, but the decisions will be purely made by the major king. Whereas in Vaji there will be number of kings, but all the kings put together will decide about their administration. All have equal amount of power. There are two kinds of government, as you see. I hope you got clarity. So since they ruled all together, they are unbeatable, but till 1500 years ago. After certain years, Gupta rulers conquered Ganas and Sanghas. So whatever have started has to end at one point, right? So Sanghas and Ganas are ended by Gupta rulers. So here they have given certain keywords. Let us see. Raja, we know he is a leader. Ashwamedha is nothing but sacrifice of horse. Varna is nothing but caste system. Janapada is nothing but king of people, which is advanced from the community and village. Mahajanapada is more advanced than Janapada. Fortification is nothing but building forts. Army we know. Tax we know. Transplantation is nothing but instead of putting the seeds directly to the farmland, it has been sprouted and the samplings were used to the farmland directly, and they had more gain, more profit. And Sangha and Ghana, it is a different type of government where the many kings ruled together, and democracy we know. So here they have given certain ethical character. So when Ajatasattu want to capture Vajis, he seek the advice of Buddha. So Buddha said, whenever Vajis follow these things, they are unbeatable. So till they follow these things, you can't capture them. This is what he have said. So these are ethical values. You can see to it. So this is it. If you have any doubts, if you have any suggestions, do comment in the comment section below. Subscribe the channel if you didn't subscribe it. And I have started a series, one quiz question per day in all the subjects, mainstreams like history, geography, Indian polity, economy and general science. It is in the playlist. You can see to it. So all the very best. Study well. Subscribe the channel if you didn't. Share the video with fellow aspirants. So see you in the next video. Bye. Take care.